The Indian Ocean has long been a lifeline for global commerce, connecting continents and driving economies. However, the balance of power in this strategic waterway is shifting. China's expanding naval presence in the region is more than just a show of strength. It's a calculated strategy to assert dominance, secure trade routes, and gain influence. As South Asia grapples with this new reality, the stakes are higher than ever. For India, the region's traditional maritime power, these developments represent not just a challenge, but a call to action. From ports to patrols, China's growing footprint in the Indian Ocean is reshaping the region in ways that demand scrutiny and strategic foresight. Welcome to the Global Insight. China's navy has undergone a remarkable transformation, positioning itself as the dominant force in the global maritime landscape. With over 370 vessels, the People's Liberation Army Navy, or PLAN, now holds the distinction of being the largest navy in the world. This achievement, highlighted in a 2024 report from the Stimson Center, reflects not just an emphasis on numbers, but also a significant upgrade in capabilities. From advanced aircraft carriers to cutting-edge submarines, China is clearly shaping its fleet to match its global ambitions. A critical component of this strategy is what has been termed the String of Pearls, a network of strategically positioned ports across the Indian Ocean. These ports, such as Gwadar in Pakistan and Hambantota in Sri Lanka, play a dual role. While they facilitate trade and ensure energy security, they're also designed to support military operations. For example, Gwadar has emerged as a crucial hub for China's energy imports while simultaneously offering a strategic vantage point in the Arabian Sea. This dual-purpose approach was discussed extensively in a 2017 analysis by the Center for International Maritime Security, or CIMSEC. Similarly, Hambantota, though primarily a commercial port, has raised concerns about its potential use for military purposes, as noted by experts writing for The Diplomat in 2022. Adding to this growing maritime presence, China's first overseas military base in Djibouti serves as a key pillar in its Indian Ocean strategy. Located near the vital Bab el-Mandeb Strait, this base provides logistical support for Chinese naval operations while safeguarding the sea lanes essential to global trade. Analysts from the Carnegie Endowment have pointed out that this development marks a significant shift in Beijing's approach, allowing China to assert power in a region traditionally influenced by other major players. China's expanding naval presence in the Indian Ocean has profound implications for South Asia, with India feeling the brunt of this strategic shift. Historically, India has regarded the Indian Ocean as its sphere of influence, a maritime domain critical to its security and trade. However, China's increasing foothold is reshaping this dynamic, challenging India's traditional dominance. One major issue is India's lagging naval capabilities. While China has rapidly modernized its fleet, India has been forced to divert resources to its ground and air forces due to heightened tensions along its northern borders, particularly following the border crisis with China in 2020. China's activities in the Indian Ocean, such as the frequent presence of surveillance ships near India's coastline, have further heightened tensions. Defense analysts have reported that these vessels often appear in conjunction with major Indian military exercises, raising concerns about Beijing's surveillance capabilities and intentions. As highlighted by The Diplomat in 2022, this growing proximity underscores the risk of miscalculations or even military confrontations in these contested waters. India has turned to its strategic partnerships to counterbalance China's growing influence. Collaborations within the Quad Alliance, which includes the United States, Australia and Japan, have become a cornerstone of India's maritime strategy. Recent Quad-led Malabar naval exercises have emphasized advanced anti-submarine tactics and joint tactical drills, underscoring the commitment to ensuring a free and secure Indo-Pacific. As noted by The Diplomat in 2024, these initiatives are India's answer to Beijing's growing footprint and a testament to the region's collective resolve to maintain stability. China's economic reliance on the Indian Ocean is profound, with approximately 62% of its oil imports passing through this critical maritime corridor. Ensuring the security of these trade routes is not just a strategic priority, but an economic necessity for Beijing. Any disruption, whether due to geopolitical tensions or regional instability, could deliver a significant blow to China's energy-dependent economy. However, Beijing's approach to securing its economic interests has drawn criticism, particularly regarding its investments in regional infrastructure. Many of these projects, part of China's Belt and Road Initiative or BRI, have been accused of fostering debt-trap diplomacy. Sri Lanka's struggles with repaying Chinese loans serve as a cautionary tale. Unable to meet its financial obligations, the country was compelled to lease the strategically significant Hambantota port to China on a 99-year term, effectively ceding control and increasing Beijing's leverage over Colombo. This model raises concerns about the sovereignty of smaller South Asian nations as they navigate economic ties with China. At the same time, vulnerabilities in China's own supply chain exist. The Malacca Strait, a narrow but vital choke point through which a significant portion of China's energy imports flow, highlights a critical weakness. As CIMSEC emphasized in a 2017 report, this Malacca dilemma represents a strategic Achilles heel, exposing China's trade to potential blockades or disruptions. Balancing its economic interests with its vulnerabilities, Beijing's actions in the Indian Ocean reveal the complexities of its ambitions and the risks inherent in its pursuit of maritime dominance. Looking to the future, China's expanding submarine capabilities represent a significant evolution in the region's strategic landscape. With advanced submarines patrolling the northern Indian Ocean, Beijing could potentially disrupt Indian shipping routes, a scenario that would place immense pressure on New Delhi's defense planners. This emerging threat demands innovative strategies and resource allocation to counterbalance a growing Chinese presence below the waves. The implications of a sustained Chinese submarine presence are profound. For the first time, India faces the prospect of an adversary capable of temporarily cutting off its vital trade and energy supply routes. This capability could drastically alter India's maritime security calculus, forcing it to rethink both its naval priorities and its broader regional strategy. Such a scenario, if realized, would not only strain India's naval resources, but also test its partnerships with regional allies. Moreover, the persistent risk of miscalculations looms large. With India and China already locked in a history of border tensions and competing ambitions, the potential for a maritime conflict cannot be discounted. One minor incident in the high-stakes environment of the Indian Ocean could escalate, threatening not just bilateral stability, but the broader security of the region. As both nations continue to expand their capabilities, fostering channels for communication and conflict de-escalation will be critical to avoid unintended clashes. China's expanding naval presence in the Indian Ocean signals a dramatic reshaping of the region's security dynamics. For South Asia, and particularly for India, this shift presents profound challenges, from increased surveillance activities to the potential for disrupted trade routes. China's actions underscore its ambition to dominate the region, making it a critical geopolitical flashpoint. As Beijing bolsters its maritime capabilities and infrastructure, its influence over regional affairs is poised to grow further. For India and its allies, countering this influence will require not only military preparedness, but also diplomatic finesse and deeper strategic collaborations. The stakes are high, and the Indian Ocean's future will depend on how nations navigate this complex and evolving maritime chessboard. That's it for the team from the Global Insight for now. We want to hear from you. How does China's growing naval presence in the Indian Ocean affect you? Do you think that India and its allies are prepared to counter these challenges? And what are your thoughts on the potential for miscalculations leading to conflict? As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel here at the Global Insight. And until next time, stay tuned.